Welcome back to Chasing the Sun. In this episode, we will be bringing you along to explore Saskatoon and all that it's famous for. If you haven't seen any of the prairie cities in Canada, well, this is your chance. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Okay, let's fix this poor old flag here. So we started with a brand new flag in Vancouver. This is our Canadian identity, and it's being tested by the road. You can see here, we're in Saskatoon. So let's see what happens when we get to New Brunswick, if we get to New Brunswick, and see if this flag will make it back. What do you think, Kirsten?
I think it might make it back, but like in like you know, like those dresses that are just like straw and like they're like little tassel things. Might make it back like that.
Okay, but it's important. This is a symbolism of our Canadian identity, so we're gonna keep it going.
Mosquitoes.
The first attraction for today was the Berry Barn, which is a local favorite place for lunch. The clouds were so amazing, I was inspired to capture a time lapse. But how do you do that without sitting there watching a camera for the whole time? The things we need to do as a YouTuber. Look at this. I want to capture the time lapse of the beautiful cloud here. I've got my GoPro on a fully extended selfie stick that is strapped onto a sunroof. The sunroof is holding it. And then to weigh it down, we've got this fire extinguisher. We're propping it on the top headrest of the seat. So let's see if this is gonna work. You know, you do everything you can to get that perfect footage. This is definitely a popular place because there was a bit of a wait when we got there. But there are plenty to do around the grounds while you wait, like their beautiful riverfront walking path at the back and their crafts market at the front. We didn't have to wait too long though, and we even got a beautiful table overlooking the river. Wow, nice place here.
This is nice, eh?
Look at this, beautiful.
That's the Saskatchewan River.
Yeah, that's right by the river. So this is the Berry Barn. It's supposed to be a local barn that a lot of people hang out in. Good brunch spot. And their famous thing is Saskatchewan berries, which we don't have in BC. So that's why we got to come here and check it out. Thank you. All right, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we are in Saskatoon and we went to a local restaurant called Berry Barn, which is a popular place, and we ordered potato cheese pierogies. And since I'm from Poland and this is part of our Polish tradition, Russian and Ukrainian tradition, Eric asked me to try it and see if it's any good. So inside, cheese and potatoes. Well, I prefer my Polish version. In Poland, what we do, after we cook it, we actually put it on a frying pan and make it crunchy on the outside. So let me try the same thing with sour cream. Maybe it's better that way. Definitely better. I would give it 6 out of 10.
So I ordered their famous Saskatchewan berry waffle. It's so good. I ordered with some vanilla ice cream, and I also ordered their Saskatchewan berry lemonade. It's really good. So like the berries, they're not like any of like our blueberries or like raspberries. No, they're not like that. They're a bit sweeter, but like they have good texture, I think. And the sauce that they make is just so good. It's really good. I like it.
After the meal, we went for a short walk around to the back where you can get a great view of the river and can even see what the Saskatchewan berries look like if you're curious. These are Saskatchewan berries. They look just like blueberries actually,
They're much taller.
but they taste denser and more texture. It's actually tastes more like you're eating barley or rice when we were eating it. But yeah, that's cool. This is what it looks like. Very neat. Before heading out, we went over to check out their nursery and crafts market, which was quite interesting. After the berry barn, we drove into downtown and walked around the riverfront area to work off our lunch. Welcome back to Chase and Son. I'm Eric, and today we are in Saskatoon, and I've got the pleasure of meeting Dean Dodge here, who works at the YMCA, and I just want to ask him a few questions as a local Saskatoonian. Is that
Saskatoonian, yeah,
Oh,
sure.
I
Yeah.
guess that. Awesome.
Yeah,
So yeah, maybe Dean, why don't you start off with just sharing us a bit about the Y and even what that means in terms of facilities and services for travelers.
Sure, absolutely. So I've been lucky enough to work for the YMCA on and off for about 30 years. And the YMCA is an international charity. And in Saskatoon, what that means is that we work with a wide variety of people to help reflect the needs of the community. So when you're traveling across the country, if you're a Y member, we love when Y members go and visit other YMCAs. We like when you take your values from your Y and you go and experience the other Y, and it becomes a nice strong community across the country.
That's great, and it's not just Canada, right? It's international.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's Ys in over 100 countries around the world. So
Right.
whenever I go to another country, if there's a Y in the city I'm going to, I will try to pop by the Y. And the YMCA is a part of an international federation as well. So we try to support other Ys. And our Y here, we send some support every year to some YMCAs in South America, so they can
Wow.
grow and develop their programs as well.
Great.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you for that. So Saskatoon is, we drove in yesterday,
Yeah.
and the sky was amazing. We loved it. A lot of sun. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought it'd be cold or something.
No, very sunny. It's we've had so much sun. It's absolutely fantastic. And you came in on a great night. There's a big full moon, and you can see the land of living skies. So lots of horizon, beautiful, and the crops are starting to turn yellows and golds and blues. So
Yeah, all the green,
pretty
greeniness
fantastic.
on it.
Lots of green. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. Yeah.
So when does it switch over from like winter to spring to summer, typically?
Oh, that can happen anytime. We do have a distinct winter. Yeah, so it gets cold into the fall, September, October. But the last number of years we've had really nice falls, and then the snow will typically stay around in December. But
Okay.
we've had snow for Halloween. We've had snow for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it can happen anytime, and same thing on the spring. Spring it'll be nice March, April, May. But then we had a snowstorm about a month ago. So these things can happen.
Wow,
Yeah.
a month ago.
Yeah, a little bit of snow. Yeah.
So is it a short spring? Is that what happens and just hops onto summer? Or?
It really depends. Like some years, absolutely. About 6 years ago, we had a very short spring. But this year, it seems like we're gonna have a 3-month spring and a 3-month summer. So
Wow.
it's great. And the summers are so fantastic. Like they're super hot, beautiful, lots of sun. It's light out till 10:30. Like last night, I think it was light out till about 10:30 when you were driving in. Yeah,
Right.
it's great.
Interesting. So you were born in Saskatoon, so you're like as local as it gets. Can you share with us a bit about some local food or culture or something that's unique to Saskatchewan?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was growing up, we went to, there were a lot of Ukrainian, Polish, German kind of foods. and that was fantastic. Lately, Saskatchewan's changing just like the rest of Canada. So there's an incredibly diverse arrangement of restaurants.
Okay.
So there's Asian, South Asian, African, Middle Eastern. So it's super diverse, and there's little pockets in Saskatoon where they're sort of concentrating, whether it's down on Broadway or downtown or 20th Street, and there's these little pockets of really cool, innovative restaurants, which is really fantastic. Then the other area that's sort of growing is like First Nations food. Like I think that's been a really underplayed part of our food culture in Saskatchewan, but that's really starting to come out, and that's really cool. And Saskatoon is obviously famous for Saskatoon berries, which is you can put them in pies and tarts and milkshakes, all sorts of things like that, and ice cream. So that's that's a good thing as well for sure.
Awesome. So what is your favorite restaurant then for yourself as a local?
I like a place called Viet Tien. It's a little Asian place down the road, and it's great noodle bowls, good soup, and spicy stuff. It's awesome. That's great.
Okay.
That's
Good.
pretty cool.
Actually, that's the second referral I've had to
really?
that place.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I met someone else and they said the same thing, so we gotta go check it out.
Yeah, it's super good. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome. No, yeah, it's interesting because you said originally it was Ukrainian and German. Tell me a bit about that history.
Well, I think in their about 100 years ago, our government wanted people to settle throughout Saskatchewan, so
Right.
they intentionally were bringing in people from Eastern Europe that were suited to the environment, and
right.
there was great settlement from Ukraine, Poland, Germany, parts of Russia, and you can still see that throughout Saskatchewan. You'll see Orthodox churches, different colonies. And that obviously that helps Saskatchewan grow in a certain way. And that was our sort of food heritage for a number of years, and it's grown and changed. Like if you look at our little mural behind us, right, like our Saskatoon's become a very diverse community, which is really, really cool. So you see lots of things growing and changing as well.
That's excellent. So final question is, as a local, what do you do on the weekend? Where do you hang out? What's a good secret place that you have?
Secret place. We've got a river going right through our city, and we've got beautiful parks surrounding both sides of the river. So I canoe through there, I bike, and in the last number of months there have been so many people on the trails, walk with their families, with their dogs, and biking, and it's the greatest form of recreation and connecting with people. And people are super friendly. They'll be walking their dog, and I'll be biking, and we'll stop and have a chat, and it's so nice. So my favorite thing, and it's accessible for everyone, is the river. The river, you can't beat it. It's fantastic.
Beautiful. Okay, well thank you, Dean.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
It's awesome. Thanks, man.
Awesome.
After a long day touring the city, we return to our campsite where Janie makes another excellent meal for our dinner. And then the next morning, we head back out on the road. The slogan for Saskatchewan is Land of the Living Skies. It's even on their license plates. I never really understood what it meant though, until I got to drive the roads of Saskatchewan. Because the horizon is so flat without the mountains, the sky is really emphasized. It's like an artist's canvas filled with vibrant blues of the sky, bold whites in the clouds, and sharp greens and yellows of the grains. The clouds change quickly. On our drive, we would see storm cloud to the left, but clear sky with big fluffy clouds right in front of us. The locals say that you can even see the northern lights at times. People have told me that the drive through the prairies could be boring, but personally, I think that is far from the truth. With the beautiful bold colors, the ever-changing clouds, I had a full experience of the land of the living skies.
Check back in with us next week as we hit the prairie roads again and hop over to Manitoba, where we explore Winnipeg. We meet a super friendly local couple and his wife who goes out of their way to give us a tour around the city. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's not too late. Just hit that little bell and you will be notified when we continue our cross-Canada road trip adventure.